Frank Conaway Jr. here. We're talking about Christian Kundalini science. That's me. We were talking about to know. Oh, okay, we were talking about Moses. Right. Now, here's a joke, but it's not a joke. They tell you to believe, right? But after you come through the flood, then you what? You know. The flood represents the afterlife. Here's the circle complete. Again, keep doing like this. That's how you know when you're on, because you keep hitting. At first, you believe. Therefore, you can be tricked as in Eve. But once you know, now when you do wrong, that's called transgress. Because you knew you were doing wrong. You knew it. So you need to know this. That's what this was really called. Know this. So now we're talking about the etheric body. The other body. The body you call the ghost. The spiritual self. The spirit body. The Bible says it's a strange thing. It's kind of like a mystery. And don't you think it's a mystery that the physical self is born before the spiritual self? Well, what does that mean? I mean, what are they saying? Is someone saying that this flesh that you're in is like a spacesuit designed for this environment here until it's time for you to move on? And then when you're laying in the casket or whatever, it's like you laying in with the slot machine and they pull a one-arm bandit. The door either opens from the top and you ascend, or it opens from the bottom and you descend. Right. Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You know? Let's go. Moses was in Egypt. Would you agree or disagree? Come on, man. Do you agree or disagree? Okay. My first book, it's not really a book. When you make a discovery, when you do something, you are supposed to patent it. With intellectual information, you write it. Then you say, I discovered this. Or you observe what you discovered and you say, this is the observation. I'm talking science here. I'm talking the scientific method. I'm like a etheric scientist. So you discover something, you say, hey, I discovered it. Or I was able to do it. But I don't know what it is. But you have to clock in so that you can get your proper credit in case if somebody comes along 10 years from now, say, oh, well, it's this. That guy did it. He didn't know what it was called. He did it. Right. So my first book is really just my notes on this is how I approached the situation. This is what I did. I'll get back to you once I have more information on what it is that I did. I mean, you might find a recipe book and it doesn't tell you what it is. They say, well, take this flour and take this and take that and put together, mix it up, put it in the oven, bake it for 300 bake it at 350 degrees for a certain amount of time, take it out, and voila. Well, somebody took took the name off of the recipe and I just followed it and I did it. And now I'm like, I don't know. Okay? Haters. Man, haters or something. Anyway. Where was it? Okay. So we were talking about Moses. You agree that Moses was in Egypt, right? Okay. Moses also was at the Transfiguration. Uh-oh. I mean, look it up. Moses was at the Transfiguration with Jesus. Okay. Moses had the staff, and they always show you that in the Ten Commandments. See, this is where it gets good. But I don't want you to get mad. Don't get mad. Now you're going to come to the awareness. Know this. The awareness. Think of it like this. On one hand, they're putting out these biblical shows to be entertaining, to give you some sort of mental concept. On the other hand, most of the shows somewhere along the line are going to be inaccurate. Under normal circumstances, that would make you very upset. Because if you watch the Ten Commandments, I'm talking the first one, the traditional one. By the way, one year I'm watching the Ten Commandments. They go to a commercial right after Moses goes up on the mountain, and the Lord tells him take off his sandals because this is on sacred ground. And then here comes a commercial right after that for a shoe store with a sandal sale. I was heated. See, heated. Anyway, Moses had a staff. Wasn't that one of the signs? Oh, what? I'm sorry. What was that? The sign? Well, what was the other sign? What about the other sign? Where he stick his hand in his bosom, in his jacket, and pull out his hand, and it appeared different. Now, how are you going to describe it? It appeared what? So, sometimes they say like he had leprosy. Then he put his hand back and it turned normal. That would tell you that's a sign that this is, wait a minute. This man is controlling plague now. Wait a minute. This man is controlling something that can turn into a plague. That's very serious. It's a very serious sign. Why didn't they do that in the movie? How about that? Know this, Moses' hand. I need to write this note down if you don't mind. It's okay. We're just chatting, lecturing, chilling. This is the objective. Lecture and chill. You mean to tell me I can read the book? So I'm doing a play, I'm doing this television show that's going to come on every year, the Ten Commandments, every year at Easter. It's going to be every Sunday. It doesn't offend a certain group of people, and doesn't offend the other group of people, and everybody okay with it, and then you don't show the hand. But I'm looking right at it in the textbook. Let's not get upset about that. We talked about Trinity in the Matrix, which is the womb, right? And a Nebuchadnezzar, right? That's a biblical king, right? That's the name of the ship, okay? Let's go to Raiders of the Lost Ark. So Oh. So when they show you the lid of the ark, the angels only have one face, or cherubim. They only have one face. We got, the human face. Cherubim have four different faces on the same being. That would make you say, you know what, I'm tired of them playing with me with my cinematic religious studies. On the other hand, if they made it just like it's supposed to be, it would be a graven image. So you can't make it. You're not supposed to. Because it could all of a sudden turn into a sacred object or relic, so to speak. See? And they had this move. They had the movie. I don't know whether is it Tales from the Crypt or whatever. It's Tales from the Crypt, one of them, where the guy saw the gargoyle, and the gargoyle said, "Listen, don't ever tell anybody about me or nothing, and I'll let you go if you agree to that." I said, fine. So the guy gets away from the gargoyle, meets this woman this evening. The same evening, and winds up marrying her, has kids. So it's the anniversary, 15, 20 years later. And he pulls a statue out from out his desk and shows his wife. And then she's like, no, no, no. He's like, no, I don't want to keep anything from you, so I have to tell you. She's like, you promised. You promised. Then she turns to the gargoyle. Yeah, So then he's going to do what they call cop the plea. Eubonically. Cop the plea. What about the kids? She wants kids to turn to gargoyles too. See? So you have to watch this. Getting your religion from Hollywood. On the other hand, it's a good thing because it could be a test and you can learn. So look, like I'm pointing it out to you. Now you might say, wait a minute, let me just go and, find it. It might be on YouTube or something, a picture of the Ark of the Covenant that's in the movie. And you say, you know what? There's only one face. It's supposed to be four faces. But we can't have any graven images, so therefore we're not supposed to make any image of anything that's supposed to be sacred and all of this here. Oh. So this is a new age way of testing your knowledge. So when you see something and it's not right, you can know without saying. That's the difference between being a believer and a knower. And the Noah is on the ark. And the ark of Noah is the moon when it's like this. Right? So if the pinball falls down, it's cradled in the moon. Ark of Noah. Have a nice day.